So guys, this is the continuing video on my interfacing and of my W25Q128 serial flash memory to my STM32 microcontrollers and AVR 8-bit microcontrollers. So in the previous video, I have started with its overview and telling you about its various features and pin descriptions. Now in this video, we are going to talk about its functional descriptions, that is standard SPI instructions, and the write protection unit and the status and configuration registers. And then from the afterwards this video, we are going to start with its code also. So now standard SPI, as I have told you that the module which I have told you to buy from the Robu is the standard SPI in, pins only output, that is its IO2 and IO3 pins are not output to this module. So in the standard SPI instructions we will be going to use, and we can operate the SPI at 00 mode or these at the SPI 0 mode or the SPI 3 mode. That is SPI, SPHO, HA and SPOL bits will be either 00 or either 11, and the chip select pin will be used for getting my slave as high and low. Selecting low means that is my slave has been selected, that I want to read or write the data on my SPI flash memory. Data in, serial data I input. Data input is the master out slave in MUSI pin, and this will be attached to my MUSI pin of my microcontroller, and this will be attached to my MISO. So now, and the dual and the quad SPI instructions are like not of our concern, because we can't use in this module. Though I have implemented its code, if anybody wants to ask anything related to these two things, they can DM me at my Instagram page. I have given the link in the video description also, or they can reach out to me via my WhatsApp group of the Get to Byte. Mention down your views on the comment section. Okay, so now coming to the write protection thing. This is very important thing. Though I will not be initially in my code, we will not going to use any write protection kind of thing, but I'm just going to tell you the things about this. Now write protection thing is this, that we can protect the certain memory sectors, bytes or blocks of a memory chip from the interacting to the outside world, from reading it or from writing it. Now for the write protection, we have two ways by which we can protect the memory bytes and the blocks of our SPI flash memory. So for that thing, I first tell you that in the status register 3, there is a bit WPS, which is write protection security bit, okay, which selects which write protection scheme should be selected. We have two schemes. One is that we use the status register protect bits or the block protect bits. Okay, this one is the first way. Another way is that we can individually we can individually configure that which block we want to write or read. That is by using the individual block logs. Okay, so what is the basic difference between these two is that in this way, in the individual block logs, we can configure it single individual block between of any specific block. If we want to protect it, then we can protect that by using this method. And in this way, what we do, we protect the certain section of our memory from either from the top, either from the bottom, or either from the middle side. Whereas in this, we can protect a particular block of our sector of a memory. Okay, so that thing, now the first way, by status register protect and the block protect bits, these are configured using the status register 1 and 2, and this one is configured like individual block logs. And for this there are another set of registers that can be issued by passing the instruction of 39H in hexadecimal format. Okay, so which configuration we are using, that depends upon the WPS bit of a status register 3. So this is the thing which I want to tell you in just write protection features. Rest of the things you can easily understood from the datasheet. If any doubt, you can mention them in the below comment section. One thing to tell you, that by default this individual block log is selected, and by default all of my memory protection by blocks are being protected. That is, all individual blocks will be 1, so the entire program memory is protected from erase or program when the device is powered on. That is by default. Okay, when you buy the chip new. Okay, so you can unlock all the blocks and unlock all the protection of your chip by passing the instruction of 39H to issue the unlock specified sector. Okay, now starting with the status and the configuration registers. These are very important registers, plays a very important role in configuring and in using these chips. So what these do is that the read status register instructions can be used to provide status of the availability of flash memory array, that is how much memory is available for my reading or writing, and when the device is write enabled or disabled, that whether I can write on my device or not, busy kind of thing, state of write protection, quad SPI setting, and security register lock status. And the write status register instruction is used to configure my write protection bits, as I have told you here, the status register protect and the block protect bits. Okay, so now starting with the status register 1. The first one is in the status register SR1. My first bit is the busy state. Busy state, as its name suggests, busy, it will tell that whether I can write to my chip or not. So correspondingly, I can use this bit as a while loop kind of thing. WEL bit, write enable latch. We have to set the WEL bit to 1 every time when we want to read to the want to do following things. Okay, following things are these, that when we want to page program, quad page program, sector erase, block erase, chip erase, write status register, and all these things when we need to do, so we need to set the WEL bit to the 1. Then comes a block protect bits. These 3 pins, the configuration of these block protect pins will decide that which memory protection will, that how much memory is protected. As you can see from this table, status register is this, and BP 0, 1, 2, 3. Depending upon this table, it will select that which of my blocks are selected. As I have told you that we have 256 pages. So 252 to 255, all these are protected. So this is a protected address from 252 to 255, and how much protected density and all such kind of things if we configure BP 210 and 001. Same way you can see here that BP 220 decides which memory block, how much my block is protected. By default, all these bits are set as 0, so none of my block protect is selected if we choose our block protection by these pins. Okay, memory protection by these pins. Then comes my top or bottom block protect, that whether particular section from the top or from the bottom. That is, you can see here from the table, as I have set my TB bit to 0, so all these things are being protected from my from 256 side. Okay, from my higher side of my memory. Okay, and if we set the TB bit as 1, that is as you can see here, then from the lower section of my memory, these blocks will be protected. Okay, so that is the role of the TB bit. Okay, now coming to the next bit of a status register, that is my sector block protect bit. This sec bit controls that whether my block protection bits protect either 4 KB sector or the 62 KB blocks. That is, my the block protection will happen in the 4 KB multiples or in the multiples of 64 KB. That is decided by the sector / block protect bit. Complement protect bit CMP. This bit decides that it is used in conjunction with SEC, TB, BP2, BP1, BP0 bits to provide more flexibility to array protection. Once CMP set as 1, previous array protection set by all these bits will be reversed. That is, if I have set my CMP as 1, so the previous configuration for my block protection which I have used. Okay, so yeah, okay, here it is, not in the table, not shown. But what happens is, like, let's say if I have set my CP1 as 1 and I have used this configuration, okay, 00001, so this memory is protected, and when I use the CMP as equals to 1, the value of all the previous configuration which I have done, that will be reversed. Okay, so that is the role of the complementary protect bit. Okay, and by default all these bits are set as 0. As you can see, all the by default things I have marked with the yellow ink. Okay, so by default, if we are using the block protect bits and the status register protect bits, then all my memory protection is unprotected and we can easily configure them. Now the status register protect bits, these are also very important bits. These will decide that whether my WP pin and whether I can read or write to my status register. As my status register only configures and controls my these memory protection for my block protect bits. Okay, so this is very important in terms of configuring a status register. Okay, as you can see from the table that we generally use, so we are going to use only software protection, because hardware protected we need the WP pin, and as in this module we can't use WP pin as it is breakout is not given, so we are going to use only software protection, and that too in which 00, that is WP pin has no control, and status register can be written after a write enable instruction, that is by factory default. Okay, then comes the status register 2. In the status register 2 there is one quad enable pin. After setting this bit we can write or read, we can communicate with the SPI flash memory via the quad SPI. Okay, so by default we set this as 0 because we are going to use in standard. This is reserved, not used. Security register log bit LB3 to LB1. These are the register, these are the like set my one time programmable OTP thing which I am saying you. Okay, so the value which we fed into it LP3 are one time OTP. Once it is set to 1, the corresponding 256 byte security register will become read only permanent. Okay, so on enabling these LB security register log bits, we can set our OTP as a one time programmable to access certain kind of memories. CMP complement protect pin, as I have told you in the here only what is its role, and then SUS is the suspend status. This is like a status which I will be getting that is cleared by 0 after executing a erase or program suspend instruction. We can get to know that whether this instruction has been completely done or not by just checking the status of the suspend status. Okay, and then comes the status register 3. In the status register 3 most of my bits are reserved, they are not used. The only bits which are to be used are WPS, because this bit only will configure that which, if you are using the protection feature, then which protection feature to be used. Either if WPS is 0, the device will use the combination of these bits to protect a specific area of the memory array. And when WPS equals to 1, the device will utilize the individual block locks to protect any individual sector or block. So as you can see here, the individual lock is used to protect individual block, and these block protection bits are used to protect my specific area of a memory. Okay, so this is the thing about the status and the configuration registers. Now for telling you things about the which instructions to pass and how to fetch and read data and all such kind of things, the instructions which all it has, I will start that in the next video, as this video length is very much, and in this that I will be going to tell you via subsequently from the code side also which instructions I have passed, why I have passed and how I am reading and writing things. Okay guys.